So Shane, from Life Co-op, pleasure to have you join me here today. Can you tell me a little bit about what Life Co-op does?
Sure, Mike. Life Co-op is one of Ontario's renewable energy cooperatives. There's a couple of dozen in the province. What we do is enable local members of local communities to invest in renewable energy projects that we develop and facilitate with our partners, often farmers and other local business persons.
And can you describe some of the projects you've done?
To date, we have 18 solar projects under our wing. It's about 3,000 kilowatts of power altogether. And we're now working on our first wind project, a single turbine, in Wellington County.
And the people, your members who invest in the co-op, they get a return on their investment?
That's right. We've been aiming for 5% returns. It's a dividend return, so it is variable, and it depends on the profitability of the projects, but they're all under feed-in tariff contracts to date. So they've got pretty reliable returns.
Right. And so with the feed-in program coming to an end, what's your recommendation for the Ontario government? What kind of policies could be brought in to encourage more renewable energy development?
Well, I think we're very encouraged about recent developments in the net metering and proposals for third-party community net metering, or virtual net metering it's called. I think we'd also like to see some movements in opening up the field for smaller projects, particularly wind projects, because those are very challenging to do something like our single wind turbine, and to ensure that there's maybe more grid availability for those kind of small projects.
Right, so that's one of the barriers you're facing is grid availability to bring those projects online.
Well, I think, Mike, what we've got to do is really open up the grid. I mean, we're in a transitional period, and over the next few decades, I think we're going to change out from the large project or the large facility nuclear-based grid to a much more distributed energy system in which homeowners and businesses all over the province are going to make their own electricity and use it locally. So it's facilitating that in as many ways as we can. Certainly grid availability has been one factor.
Great. Well, Shane, I appreciate you taking the time to talk about this, and congratulations on all the great work you're doing.
Much appreciated. Thanks, Mike. You too.
Absolutely.